Alright guys, so we're checking out the Yadea Elite Prime X1 electric scooter, and I apologize in advance for all the wind, another windy day here. Try and put some subtitles in if there's some audible voice stuff that can't be heard. Anyway, this is one of the nicest electric scooters I've reviewed. Probably, I would say, the best one so far. Especially at the price point it's currently being offered at. It's well, actually it's already gone up. It was on an Indiegogo early bird special for like $6.99. It's now $7.99, and it looks like it's going to come out on Amazon eventually. I'm not sure exactly what the pricing is going to be, but I would say that if this comes in around $1,000 on Amazon, it's well worth the money. And let's cover all the specs and features here and explain why this is worth as $1,000 scooter. It is on the larger side, a bit on the tall side in terms of the deck height here. It's about 8 inches off the ground. So inside the deck there is a 48 volt, 14.5 amp hour battery. So lots of range. I'll put up on the screen what their range estimates are. Got an 800 watt motor here in the back. Bursts to 1500 watts, so lots of power. Can go up to a 30-degree incline, and there's a small disc brake here in the back. It's mechanical. The front has a drum brake, and the wheels are 10-inch air-filled tires. And you can see here there's a front suspension here. It's like kind of a leaf spring suspension, and also suspension here in the back. So it is a very smooth ride over all kinds of surfaces. One of the smoothest riding scooters I've ever ridden on. Super cool, nice kickstand there that does kind of go into the deck. Pretty sleek. And you have a turn signal here, both on left and the right side. In the back here you got a fender and splash guard. Also two lights here. One's a reflector and one's a brake light. And it turns on, and we have your headlights turn on. It has an illumination, plus it has illuminates brighter when you actually brake. Over here is the charge port, very unique. It's got a little splash guard here, and the charger doesn't plug in; it just connects magnetically, kind of like an Apple charger. Pretty cool. In the back here is where the handlebar clips in. Up here, this little lever comes out, and that's what you're going to use to clip in the scooter when it's folded. Got a reflector here in the front, and then this is your latch safety here, and then you pull that down, and then the whole handlebar will fold down. Very nice handlebar design. It's one piece. Got a nice display here, on-off button. You got a thumb throttle here. Very good grips. Very nice brake levers on both sides. You got a little bell on this side here, and you have your buttons here for your turn signals. And as you can see here, the handlebar does kind of slope back a little bit. So while it's kind of leaned forward here, it does slope back, and it's at a nice angle for your arms, so you don't feel like you have to bend your arms at a funny angle. And in the front here you have a headlight. It is a decent brightness. I think it's about 10 watts. Cable management on this one's excellent. You can see here your wires going here, goes into the stems, all nice hidden, and you don't see hardly any wires anywhere else in the frame. It's all really clean. Frame itself is what they're calling an aircraft grade aluminum. All the welds look super strong. You can barely see them, and it's a powder coated paint finish, and it's very clean, well done. Now in terms of putting the scooter together, it comes mostly assembled. That's typical for most of these. You just have to attach the handlebar up here at the top here. There's 6 screws, 2 on the side here, 2 in the front, and 2 on the other side over here. And that's pretty much it. Literally takes, it took me about 15 minutes to put the whole thing together. You do have to activate the scooter via their app and register. I wasn't able to get around that, unfortunately. Otherwise the scooter doesn't really do anything until you do that. So yeah, once it's activated, everything works fine. You don't need the app or anything like that afterwards, but it does you can change some settings in the app and also turn on and off and enable the cruise control. That's about it. Other than that, you don't really need the app. Anyways, go ahead and start the ride test. I believe it's speed limited to about 20 miles an hour, which is going to be plenty. For this, it's plenty fast for me. And yeah, well, I've ridden it already, and I can tell you already that the suspension is awesome. Super smooth ride. Really, I'm not sure if it'll come out in the video or not, but yeah, it is a really nice ride. One of the best I've had in terms of an riding experience on an electric scooter. All right, so you give the scooter a push and hit the throttle. Not sure if you're going to be able to see the display. It's not the brightest display in the world. So I'll just read off the speed as I go. And I'm just starting off here on some smooth sidewalks, not very many bumps at all. The ride's very smooth, of course. I'm already at the maximum 19 miles an hour speed. So they're saying it's 19.9. So it looks like on the display it maxes out at 19. 6 foot, about 200 pounds. So a little bit heavier than your typical rider. And again, max speed 19 miles an hour. Cruising along very nice. Super smooth. One of the nice things about having really smooth suspension like this is that your feet don't get tired and your legs don't get as tired, because you just have to deal with the vibrations of all that stuff coming from the ground. The suspension is just so good. You got some nice soft tires on here, plus the really soft suspension. So I think you do a little bit of off-roading. I'm not sure how well this will work off-road. We'll go off-road here to the grass momentarily here, and we'll see how it does. It's going to be bumpy, of course, but to be expected. So, let's go over here. Cut across over here. So definitely not a problem going to the grass, while your top speed is going to be a little bit slower. Here's some pretty big bumps here. No problem. So this is definitely not ideal, but the scooter has plenty of power to go through this, no problem. Let's get back onto the dirt here. Yeah, up just a little bit of an incline, no problem. Yeah, so no issues really. And of course, this little dirt path here is really no different than the sidewalk. Let's go up this hill. Yeah, it's a little slower, but going up that little hill, no problem. So I'm sure the side view camera is probably bouncing around like crazy. It's on a selfie stick. All right, let's get back on the sidewalk. So yeah, it's definitely can handle rough surfaces, but personally I'd keep this on smooth surface, just because I don't really like riding on the rough terrain. Prefer the nice smooth ride here. You're going to be more efficient as well. That you get more range, of course, on the sidewalk versus going onto grass like that. For the money, for this scooter, for the power, the battery, range, all that this scooter provides, it's definitely a value in my opinion if it's under $1,000. Let's see what comes out on Amazon. Right now it's only $7.99 on their early bird special, which I think is a really good deal. So highly recommend you guys check it out if you're interested in a scooter of this type. Very good construction, high quality build, and very top-notch specs in my opinion. Anyway, that's gonna cover for this video. Got any questions, let me know. Talk to you guys in the next one.